All I can say to you, my gorgeous Virgo, is this. You will never, ever forget this month for the rest of your life. Okay, so this is what I'm going to say, and this is what you need to understand, that not only you will never ever forget this month of July until the rest of your life, but you're also going to make the most significant decision you've ever made before. It is a lot about everything that you have been through before, everything that you have been going through right now, and now you are returning back to yourself. It's a lot about you returning to the stage of your life where you were the most happy. Listen to me. I'm not saying that you're sad. I'm not saying that you're negative. I'm not saying that you're unhappy. But it's all about a mind-blowing experience which you are going to have at around the mid-July, which is completely going to open your eyes. This mind-blowing experience that you are going to have, it's going to open your eyes, but it's going to absolutely make you aware at that moment in time what is missing in your life so much, what you want to be part of your life. And that in itself is going to create a new starting point, a zest for life, and it's most importantly going to remind you of how things used to be, the way your life used to be. This is going to really bring up of so many happy memories that you are not going to be able to stop thinking about them, and you're gonna reach the point, especially when it comes to the last 11 days of July, you are going to really reach the point in your life where everything is gonna start making sense. You will know what has clearly come to an end, and you will also know at the same time what path and which direction do you need to take. You're gonna realize that there is so much more to life, and also at the same time you're gonna realize that if you don't do something about it right now, things are never ever going to change. And I'm not saying that you're really unhappy, please don't get me wrong. I'm just saying about feeling incomplete, but then again knowing exactly what do you need to do in order for you and your life to be more complete. So it's not only about having your eyes open at around the mid of July when it comes to that situation, but it's also thinking about so many different elements which are going to inspire you at that moment in time, and you will feel such a strong connection to certain things that you want to become the part of your everyday life, that you are just not gonna be able to ignore this connection, my gorgeous Virgolini, whatsoever. And never mind the fact that what really you have been going through, my gorgeous Virgo. It's very problematic, and it has been going on for the last 2 or 3 years, almost as if someone didn't want you to be recognized, or it's almost as if someone was working directly against you. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. There is this specific person who did not like you, who really disliked you, and that specific person hasn't got nothing to do with your life. This is when things are going to become more and more interesting, because you are so powerful, because you are so strong, because you are so unique, because you're absolutely incredible. Whatever you do, my gorgeous Virgo, you need to understand your own power. Whatever you do, because you're very special, and I really don't care what people say, but the Virgos are one of the most powerful signs of zodiac, because you have got the whole thing complete. Everything about you is amazing, whether it's to do with your intelligence, intelligence in general, whether it's to do with your spirituality, whether it's to do the way you understand things, it's the way you look physically and the way you are spiritually and the way you are in general when it comes to your intelligence. You are different. I'm sorry, you're different. And as soon as you realize this in itself becomes your power. But before that, this can be your enemy, because you don't understand how powerful you are. You don't understand what a strong energy you have. And sometimes this gets on people's nerves, indeed, because they can't understand your depth and your deepness. But at the same time, when you're working on specific things, when you want to achieve something, very easily you can have like little enemies that you don't even know who these bastards are. You know what I mean? You can have like enemies and you don't even know you have the enemies. You can have someone who doesn't like you, doesn't understand you, can't stand you. That's what I mean, can't stand you. And you don't even know who this person is. Because when you put a big amount, I hope this makes sense, but because you're so powerful and so strong and so unique in your energy, when you're working on something really important, something really big, you put huge amount of energy towards it, and very quickly and very soon you become successful with it, because this is the part of who you are. Virgo, my gorgeous Virgolini, you're very special. You're the sacred. You're very, very sacred sign of the zodiac. I'm not saying other signs are not sacred. I'm not saying that there are not other sacred signs, because every sign is sacred in its way, of course. But when it comes to you, you're different. You're very, very special. You carry on with yourself, the vibration and energy that helps you to remember your spirit from like a long time ago. You remember your past lives without even realizing you're remembering your past lives, my gorgeous Virgolini. And this helps you on this spiritual journey in so many different ways, because you come across so wise, so intelligent, so clever, because you are. But then again, you don't understand the extent where this is actually coming from. You're coming so clever, you're coming across so powerful and so amazing and so intelligent, because this is coming not only like from your subconscious mind, but it's also coming from the previous experiences. And this is why things that you feel so passionate about bring such an amazing and mind-blowing impact into your life. So when something is calling you, baby, when something is calling you that you are so passionate about, you just have to go for it. You just have to go for it. Okay, because you are going to achieve this, no matter what you've been told, no matter what's going on in your life, no matter what's happening in your life, no matter where you are at your life. Okay, so you need to come to terms with this, and this is good, this is beautiful. But what I was going to say, my gorgeous Virgolini, knowing the number, when it comes to numerology, it's number 826. When it comes to 826, this is also signifying the fact quite a lot when it comes to the month of July, that somebody doesn't even know you, it actually has managed to put such a huge amount of negative energy towards you, and this has actually affected you. And don't get paranoid, this is all fine, this is all good, it's all going to end up really well. Please don't tell me, oh my God, he's gone dark again, dark Lala. No, baby, no. This is important for you to understand that you've been working on something so important to you, for you, like whatever this was. Maybe you're retired, but you're still working on something really important, something that means so much to you. It doesn't matter whether you're working, you're not working, but you were working on something really big for the last few years. This is to do with an integral part of your spiritual journey. So you've been working on something that means to you so much, and something that you're so passionate about. Maybe you're a painter, maybe it's painting, maybe you're painting pictures, maybe you're playing piano, maybe it was like some music you created on piano. Do you know, don't get me wrong, just something that you've been working on. And the problem is that there is somebody that has like put so much of the negative energy towards you, my gorgeous Virgolini. me, and I don't like this person whatsoever, because someone was like watching you from a side, and someone was like kind of trying to steal something from you at the same time, and that person was subtly stealing things from you as well, from your originality, from you being original, almost like that person was like kind of copying you, my gorgeous Virgolini, indeed, you know what I mean, like almost as if that person was like kind of copying you, and at the same time managed to steal so much from you in terms of like kind of your ideas or whatever you were working on. And then you know, so someone who is very empty, you know, empty shell. These are the empty shells, and these are like, you know, maybe three different types of people in this world. Number one is like a people who are always like very spiritual. Number two, people who are willing to learn, and number three, people who are never going to learn. But this type of people are number four. There you go, I'm adding new one. Number four are people who pretend that they're learning, people who pretend that they're all this spiritual, all these things spiritual, but they're nothing but an empty vial shell. An empty vial shell. And the reason why am I saying this, because these type of people are not really nice, because they just tend to go around and they're borrowing people's energy and people's mind and people's power, and they're trying to create their life, you know, make an impact in their life with somebody else's energy, but they don't know what to do with their own vileness. And I'm telling you why. It's because they do this until they become somebody else, almost like as if somebody borrowed so much of your energy that that person became you, and that there is not enough of two of you in this world. And then what it happens is that bloody person, that particular person, start to feel like a lots of negative energy towards you, because energetically there is no space in this world for two of you. So when it comes to things in energy, you start to become very, very similar, and that in itself start to bounce off each other in a very, very negative way. And that in itself means that this particular person has created, and now it's reaching the stage and point where this unfolds like naturally towards, and it's towards that person like kind of thinking about you in a negative way, in a horrible way, and like they just like kind of been copying you, and like they've been stealing something from you. They've been stealing your own intelligence, your own spiritual intelligence, and things that you've been doing, that you've been focusing on. But it just reached that point of the spiritual journey where there is no space for two of you in the world. So now this person is like kind of starting to feel very negatively towards you, and is projecting this huge amount of negative energy, you know, and this energy has been projected towards you for a while now, for like a last year or so. You may even be shocked when you hear this reading, but it's okay. Nothing to worry about, because this is going to come to an end. Nothing to worry about, my gorgeous Virgolini, because this is all actually going to come to an end. What exactly I'm talking about right now. This person who started to think negatively around about you, for example, has also like been transferring this negative energy towards you without you even realizing. There were very strange things that were happening to you. You had a really strange and unusual signs within the last few months because of that person, and something very strange also happened to you within the last month or so. Very strange and weird experience, that it's a very scary experience. Maybe in the middle of the night, maybe you've seen lots of big bugs around you flying towards you or whatever, you know. All these are signs that somebody's talking about you in a very negative way, and somebody's thinking about you in a very kind of like a dark way of thinking, you know. And this in itself, it's nothing to worry about, because all these things are actually going to come back, go back to that person like 100 times more than the way they've sent it to you in the first place. But they didn't do it they didn't do it on purpose. Okay, so they didn't do it on purpose. But what this huge amount of negative energy has done, it has slowed down your spiritual journey. It has slowed down that particular thing that you've been working on so passionately on for so long. And you've been very kind of successful with that, very happy for that for a long time. And until this person came in. And sometimes it is very difficult to explain how things work spiritually. But any type of energy that we create, especially when it's negative like that, you know, and especially when it comes to an empty shell, from an empty shell person like this, nothing is there. So that's why they have to like always like take something from somebody else, borrow somebody else's energy, but that can only go on for a while, you see. So this in itself, it's actually, the point is that what you felt passionate about, sorry, I've just went on now, I'm so sorry, I hope this makes sense, but what you felt so passionate, what you've been working on passionately about, you've noticed in the last few years it hasn't been as successful as before, and it hasn't even made you feel so happy, like how you were happy about, how you used to feel happy about it. It didn't motivate you in a way it motivated you before. So this is why this is so important, my gorgeous Virgolini, because at the same time it slowed down what that person was sending subconsciously to you, a huge amount of negative energy. That one specific person was subconsciously sending a huge amount of negative energy that slowed you down. And you can believe this, and you don't have to believe this. It's entirely up to you. There are all sorts of things in this world, you know, that people don't talk about, but they are there. Things are more spiritual than anybody can possibly imagine. There are people who are never going to understand. God bless them. Do you know what I mean? But there is so much more to the actual spirituality and things spiritual, even more than we've ever been told or taught, you see. So this is why this is so important for you to understand, because this particular person has slowed down your progress, and now this is why it's so kind of, this is why this is going to be such a big month, because now suddenly you are going to have a mind-blowing news about, you know, which is going to change everything. This mind-blowing news is on one hand going to pretty much so going to make you aware of within the first 17 days of July. Within the first 17 days of July, you are going to have a mind-blowing news, and this is really going to surprise you, but at the in the best possible way, and almost as it's like, oh my God, it's going to create such a stage of awakening, because everything you've been working for, all this precious energy, it's going to bring you one of the biggest rewards of your life. This is going to make a huge impact on your life, this accomplishment that you are going to have, this good news that you are going to have, because it's to do with an aspect of your life that you feel extremely passionate about, and it means to you so much. And now somehow you are gonna become aware of who this person is. Even if you don't know who this person is, you are going to become aware of who this person is through the power of synchronicity. And there is also going to be number 117 that are going to be around when you become aware of who this person is. And this is also something that you're going to become aware of within the first 17 days. Now, the last thing that you need to do, as soon as you find out who this person is, the last thing that you need to do is come out clean. The last thing that you need to do is just go and confront that person. The last thing that you need to do is just go have a row with that person. No, baby, no. Just, you know, when you find out who that person is, you know what, just change, switch the energy around. Just that moment, at that moment in time, be really grateful with yourself, be really pleased with yourself, and don't let it surprise you who exactly this is going to be. It doesn't really matter. I think physically it's going to be somebody who's like really good looking. Physically it's going to be somebody who's like a really good looking, but then again at the same time it's like really empty shell, but just take that as the actual compliment rather than anything else, because that in itself is going to elevate you again, because it's going to clearly show the understanding of your own spirit and of your own soul. No limits you are going to have at that moment in time, as long as you see things in this particular way, because later on when it comes to the last 3 days of July, it's going to be a mind-blowing information you're going to become aware of, and at that moment in time there is going to be a very interesting small little opportunity which is going to turn into something giant later on. But because you will be going through all this, you're not going to see this as a small little opportunity. You're going to understand the direct correlation this is going to have with everything in your life. You will know that this is going to bring so much more, and this is the direct result of karma and reward that you are going to have within the last few days in July, indeed, because that tiny little opportunity, it's not about tiny little opportunity. This is going to grow into something absolutely massive indeed. And by the time you get to the end of September, yes, September 2023, that little opportunity that you thought it was a little, you're going to realize like, oh my God, this is going to be absolutely massive. This is like, oh my God, it's just like really financially, this is going to be, especially financially, this is going to be incredible. Incredible when it comes to your stability, but also when it comes to you doing the right thing, but also when it comes to you saving money, my gorgeous Virgolini, as well. Absolutely remarkable indeed. I do not even know what to say, how important the month of July it's actually going to be. And never mind, also you will reconnect, you will see somebody who you haven't seen like in a long time, that means to you so much, somebody who you haven't seen in a while. And you know, please, just before you see that person who you haven't seen in a while, there is a stupid silly little challenge that you're going to have, and it's going to be like, you're either gonna have that silly challenge, or either you're gonna see this person who you haven't seen in a long time. No baby, no, say goodbye to this challenge. You know, because there is a challenge that you're going to have right before that, but that challenge is going to come more in a form of like some kind of option that you need to do, and that's why you're going to see this as a challenge, sorry. So it's more like an option, but no, you leave that option. You just, now it's time to think about people, the people in your life, people who mean to you so much. You will understand very clearly later on, you will very, very clearly understand why did I say this. Are you going to see, my gorgeous Virgolini, the person who means to you so much, someone really gorgeous and beautiful, someone really in your life, like a family member, someone like really beautiful, but you haven't seen that person in a while? Are you gonna see that person, or you're gonna go for that option? Ignore that option and see that person, because you haven't seen that person in a while. You will see that this is what your soul needs. This is what your spirit needs, you know. And sometimes, you know, we need to understand that certain people are very, very special in our lives, and they're more special than any opportunity or any kind of success or anything like that that comes our way. That will come again, okay? But the opportunity for you to see this person may not come again so soon. So please, just go for this. You know, this is something that you are most certainly not going to regret, but you would kind of maybe regret if you just went for that option and then you don't see that person for a long time again. No baby, no, because that person is also having a very, very important message for you. Very important message for you. And when it comes to seeing that person, there is also like some kind of journey that you're going to make as well. Some kind of journey, it's like going to be kind of connected to it, indeed. And also, my gorgeous Virgolini, what else I was going to say, when it comes to the actual nutrition and when it comes to health and things like that, I suggest you very, very strongly to keep on taking natural vitamin D3, which is going to boost your immune system, alongside zinc picolinate, which is also going to boost your immune system, but it's also going to be beneficial for skin, hair and nails. And the third supplement is organic chlorella. It's absolutely mind-blowing, rich in protein and omega-3 essential fatty acids which our body cannot produce by itself, but it's essential for our mind, for our brain, for our memory, for our concentration levels and things like that. And on top of that, organic chlorella also has got the ability to actually detoxify our body from the dangerous metals as well. Of course, I told you this so many times that I have my own supplements which are made with superb quality ingredients, without any horrible chemicals, without any additives, without any vile fillers. They're only natural vitamins, my own brand. So here is zinc picolinate, here is organic chlorella, And here is vitamin D3, my gorgeous Virgolini. So these vitamins, if you are on any other medications, if you're pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, you just need to check with your doctor or GP. Only they can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications or not. And if you would like to buy them, the link is in the description below. They're on a half price sale at the moment, baby. Half price sale for these quality vitamins. You're not going to find this anywhere else. So you can either see them, see the link at the bottom, just click on the name of this video and it's just going to expand and then you will see, or you just go on Google and just type in Sasha Bonasin vitamins and you will see my page coming up that way as well. So this is something that I really suggest you to actually get. And also when it comes to the actual month of July and when it comes to these readings, I decided to focus on the actual beginning of July, mid-July and the last part of July. I just decided to change it a little bit. Instead of giving so many dates, I'm just kind of changing things a little bit to bring a little bit of like crispy and fresh and a brand new energy, baby. Can you see all these orbs around me? Orbs, where are you, babies? You know, so basically, so what I was going to say, but now since I mentioned this, I know that I already mentioned few dates, but now I'm gonna mention that the very 1st of July, it's gonna be remarkable. Very 1st of July, you will know that the energy is different. You will feel like full of energy. You will feel full of ideas. You will feel very sharp. You will feel very keen. You will feel very eager. You will kind of feel very ready for action. But there is also something that you're going to notice quite unusual when it comes to your surrounding, when it comes to the energy in the air, when it comes to you looking outside, maybe through your window. There is something again that you're going to notice outside. The energy and vibration, it's going to be different. It's going to be different. And that in itself, when I say different, it's more like, you know, it's gonna feel more clear and more sharp, but you're not going to be able to understand, you know, where this is actually coming from. And also when it comes to the 1st of July, it's like what you need to understand is that on that day you're going to see something, you know, which is really going to surprise you, but it's going to make you aware of the fact how vile and how evil some people can be. And that would normally kind of scare you, but now it's only going to add up to your own wiseness, and for some reason this is not going to throw you back, this is not going to throw you out of balance, but it's going to motivate you even more to change your lives, because that it's going to help you to actually reconnect with yourself, and it's going to remind you of some kind of a plan that you had from before. And this is when your eyes are going to open and you're going to realize you've been through so much, and now it's time to return to where you kind of came from, where you started. And with this amount of experience that you have now about yourself and about your life, oh my God, you are going to be on top of the world. You will know from the 1st of July that your life is going to change. By the end of the day, on the 1st of July, you will know exactly which steps do you need to make, but you are also going to be thinking about something for the first time in your life, about bringing something into your life. You will realize that there is something that is making you feel really incomplete, and that in itself you're only going to become aware of at the moment in time when you are being a little bit nostalgic, and when you are thinking about happy memories. And now this is going to remind you of some kind of perhaps talent or something that you used to do that you need to kind of start doing now again. Now you're ready, and there is a very specific reason for it, because the month of July, it's like honestly like, oh my God, your life is changing, moving on, but it's all like a one big preparation for you making one of the biggest steps of your entire life. You've been through so much, my gorgeous Virgolini, within the last few years, and now you have learned enough. And what you have learned is a really not only gonna kind of like it's going to be like a really fantastic starting point here, but at the same time it's all gonna lead towards you being like and feeling courageous in order to come out of your comfort zone, because there are 2 or 3 things that you're gonna need to do that you may not like, but this is all part of the process. That in itself is going to become absolutely evident on the 13th of July. There you go, another date again, on the 13th of July, where the whole day it's all going to be about your transformation, but you have to avoid the temptation on the 13th of July or at around the 13th of July, when someone is going to ask you to invest into something or something like that, and that's an absolute no-no. Okay, so just kind of try to avoid the temptation, but you will know this and you will understand, because it's going to come from someone who's kind of off anyway, so you just have to go with your initial feeling indeed. And also, my gorgeous Virgolini, when it comes to the beginning of July, going back to the beginning of July now, my gorgeous Virgolini, I was talking about the very 1st of July, then I mentioned the 13th of July as transformational day, but now and also when it comes to the 13th of July, specifically on this day, try to see what you can get rid of physically in your like home that you don't need anymore. I know it sounds mental, but just by taking an item out, like, oh, okay, no, I wouldn't get rid of my kitty, but just taking an item out, let's say taking a plant out and bringing a different plant into me, for example, then that also creates a really wonderful energy that bounces off you, of your spirit, of your soul, and it clears the air of like a stale energy. I know it sounds crazy, but it does have a positive and vibrational impact on you, because you kind of see things more clearly, especially when it comes to you focusing on important things and you have clouded mind. This really kind of has such a beneficial impact on you indeed, my gorgeous Virgolini. So this is something that I want you to say on the 13th of July, that try to kind of get rid of the old and make a space for the new. Very important indeed. Going back to the first part of July, sorry, I'm making it complicated again. Going back to the first part of July, you know, this is absolutely brilliant, because you are, you know, in the first part of July, you're going to realize, first of all, you're going to realize that some kind of manifestation, it's becoming reality. Well done, my gorgeous Virgolini. Well done, because you've been working for it for such a long time. So you're going to realize at the beginning of July, you're going to be so happy, because you will realize, oh my God, this manifestation, it's becoming a reality. You're going to feel absolutely delighted, so happy, like you've never felt happy before. Honestly, I'm telling you, this is going to mean to you so much. And even more so, it's not only about happy news about the manifestation, but it's also going to this is going to be very personal to you, because you're proving some kind of point to yourself when it comes to your skill, but you're also going to be able to prove your point to somebody else who was irritating you, maybe telling you that you can't do what you were actually trying to do. So this manifestation is going to become reality, but also, even more importantly, shortly after that moment in time, you are going to become aware of an amazing financial opportunity. It's not so much about the financial opportunity, but it's more about something that you need in order to further develop, you know, because you're going to feel even more ambitious while you're thinking about it. You're going to feel so ambitious. This is a great sign that this is something you need to take on, because it's also going to start the process of healing at that moment in time, and it's going to like really heal some kind of ailment that was bothering you for so much. You are gonna feel better. This is the way things work. Everything is connected indeed. This is going to give you an opportunity to also heal yourself, my gorgeous Virgolini, indeed. So now it's not only you're going to become so ambitious, it's to do with your desire, but it's also at the same time going to kind of help you to let go of things that you were just so paranoid to let go. And on another hand, it's also bringing a new perspective into your life. You're going to find this really enlightening, but then at the same time, this is bringing you such a deep insight, especially when it comes to things that you have been frustrated about for way too long, things that you've been panicking about for so long. So now this is really going to create such a lovely moment where you will know also that it's important to slow down a little bit. You can do whatever you want to do, but don't forget to take care of yourself along the way as well, which means that it will be fantastic time to try to meditate, try to rejuvenate, try to do something really good for yourself, to reward, like a reward, you know, because this is also like the direct result of your hard work. But at the same time, work-life balance, do not forget about this whatsoever. Even like if you go out there and ground yourself a little bit, visit the forest, visit the nature. Lots of people do not understand the power of the actual grounding. It's like, oh my God, this has been proven over and over again. Not that it needs to be proven, but the grounding, just touching the ground and just rejuvenating yourself with that nature, just breathing this in, you know, it's like you get something that you can't get anywhere else. And in terms of the personal and spiritual growth, this is exactly what you need at this stage in your life. So now at the moment in time when you realize, you know, that you know you can slow down a little bit, this in itself, it's really kind of going to all leads towards you having a bigger picture. And once you see the bigger picture of your life, of everything you've been through, you're just gonna go into such a deep and powerful mode. You're gonna realize that you overcame such a huge challenge that you've been dealing with for the last 2 years, and that big challenge that you've been dealing with was slowing you down, and it was preventing you from going towards the direction you should go. So it was all about you having a green light, but you can't have a green light unless you deal with this challenge. So you've just placed your life on hold because of this. So this is like really kind of like was preventing you to make an important decision. So you've been for the last couple of years like backward and forward, like keep on doing things, keep on patching up things and waiting for your green light. And now the green light is coming, my gorgeous Virgolini, and it's finally time for you to go on the second level, the next step of your spiritual journey, because now this is going to allow you to make an important decision. And that decision means that you have to end something. You need to end something in order to like really start the process of change. So now you will know what do you need to end, and this is going to be such a powerful moment in your life, my gorgeous Virgolini. Look at this, just when I shuffle the cards, what is going to be this tarot card now at the moment, my gorgeous Virgolini. And also when it comes to the tarot card, which is going to really pretty much so show what an effect and impact the month of July is going to have on your life. Let's just see what the tarot card is going to say. Okay, my gorgeous Virgolini, let's just see what the tarot card is going to say about where is this actually going to start leading to. See this? Absolutely brilliant. Happy news, creative opportunities, and you finally finding yourself again. Okay, this is going to lead towards a really, really happy news only 7 days after that moment in time, and another creative opportunity, which is not going to be huge, but it's going to make you feel so good about yourself, because that creative opportunity that is going to follow, it's like going to help you to realize, you're going to realize so much about yourself and so much about your life, so many things that you want to try, that you want to do, you know. This is absolutely brilliant, because at the same time, intuitively, you will know that, you know, this is going to bring so much into your life indeed. What else I was going to recommend you, my gorgeous Virgolini? I mean, look how gorgeous this is. Blue tiger's eye, of course. Check these absolutely magnificent colors. Blue tiger's eye is a very, very difficult to get indeed, and it's very, very powerful, and I suggest you to wear this only because it's going to help you to attract good luck. It's fantastic for career, it's fantastic when it comes to changes, it's fantastic when it comes to the ending, it's fantastic when it comes to the new beginnings, it's absolutely brilliant when it comes to attracting like finances and good finances, and it's also brilliant when it it comes to protecting us against negative energy, against an evil eye. Remember that bastard that I was talking about at the beginning of this reading, okay? So this is what this would kind of protect you from. You see, when it comes to an evil eye or a huge amount of negative energy that can be projected on us from somebody else, it can be done intentionally, and it can be done non-intentionally. You see what I mean? But however, you protect yourself by wearing a blue tiger's eye, which tiger's eye, golden tiger's eye, can do a red tiger's eye, for example. But the difference with the blue tiger's eye is that at the same time it does have a power to unlock your pineal gland, your third psychic eye, and this helps you to reconnect with your spirituality on a completely different level. So on one hand, you protect yourself from negative energy, from an evil eye, and you attract a good luck. But then on another hand, you open yourself up spiritually, and therefore you understand the opportunities where you wouldn't understand them normally, especially when it comes to your personal progress. Not as such about finances, not as such about money, but it's more about us working on ourselves and making the most out of this life on this spiritual journey. It really beautifully opens you up and protects you at the same time. This gorgeous blue tiger's eye, my gorgeous Virgolini, comes with sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well. By the time you get to the mid part of this month, my gorgeous Virgolini, you know, on one hand, you're gonna realize, oh God, oh God, oh God, something in specifically that it's actually restraining you. You will realize that why you're so frequently restrained, you know, you're gonna realize that something is dominating your life, and you are really gonna make such a powerful decision when it comes to something really annoying dominating your life, you know. So this is like a really, you're gonna feel so mature and so happy with yourself when you make this decision, okay? But also on another hand, my gorgeous Virgolini, this is like, oh my God, such a beautiful moment. Something is gonna happen at around the mid-July. You are gonna find yourself in the place where you're gonna feel, and you're gonna be so happy. You're gonna find yourself being surrounded by the people who love you so much, by the people who love you sincerely. You're gonna feel something that you haven't felt in ages when you're surrounded by the different people, and this in itself is going to bring such a fantastic moment of your own awakening. You know, you are gonna have the moment of awakening where you are going to find yourself being surrounded by the beautiful people who really love you, and you love them as well. And this in itself is really going to create such a powerful moment of alignment and inner happiness. You're gonna feel so happy, and you're gonna feel so content. You're gonna feel so good, and then this is gonna have such a beautiful impact on you, because through these people you're going to understand how magnificent you are, how beautiful you are. You're gonna understand through these people how powerful you are. You're gonna understand through these people how different you are. You're gonna understand your own success and things you do on a completely different level, on a completely different angle from other people who you mean to so much. This is beautiful because it makes you feel so good about yourself, but it also like kind of shakens you up. It reawakens you when it comes to you realizing, you know what, all these people and all these situations are going to be contributing towards you realizing that you've lost your way. You've lost your way. You've been through so much. You've been dealing with so much. You've been doing so much. You have done amazingly when it comes to your life, but this is all going to be kind of like really doubling up towards you realizing it's not only about you lost your way, but you have gained absolutely mind-blowing experience with everything you've been through, and now you're ready to like kind of return to the certain aspect and the certain stage of your life. And this is why this is going to help you with your own awakening and reawakening. Now it's time for you, I've just heard something, it's time for your spiritual journey to kind of like really take a different turn. But this turn is gonna really kind of pretty much so gonna be consisting of you returning to something, okay, with the knowledge that you've gathered over throughout all these years. Indeed, this in itself is gonna be very wise, and you're gonna realize within the next like about a week or so, you know, this is gonna be so personal to you. You're not gonna be able to stop thinking thinking about it, and then at the same time it's gonna be like personal celebration, really how excited you're gonna feel because of this inner harmony. And at the same time you are kind of like really going, you know, through your own transition, where you are just gonna like kind of be thinking a lot and very intensely about a new project and inspiration. You know, this is about you changing your life. This is about looking at a huge picture. When I say now that you're gonna be thinking about the new project, this is all about taking a new path, like, and doing things and knowingly that this is gonna make you feel so much happier. It's about the quality of life in general. It's about you feeling unhappy and uncomfortable where you are right now, but knowing that there is so much more for you somewhere else. You see, there is so much to actually that comes to this, you know. So it's a new project, but when it comes to you, when it comes to your life, inspiration, you're gonna also feel such a powerful urge to create. This is all about your willpower, desire, your power in general, and also there is so much potential that you are going to see here when it comes to new beginnings, when it comes to new opportunities. Not only that, but it's more to do with the quality of your life. You will know that there are certain things missing, that now this is all gonna kind of bring this right back into your life as well. It's like, oh my God, my gorgeous Virgolini. Another thing I was going to recommend you, it's absolutely mind-blowing, solar quartz, of course, because you're gonna be so intuitive, you're gonna be so open-minded. There are gonna be signs and indications and omens and messages and synchronicities throughout this month. These are gonna be special purely because they're happening within the month of July. Number 7, powerful number. Number 7, spiritual number. Number 7, angelic number. Number 7, spirit guides number. So this is a very strong number when it comes to signs and directions from another dimension that we can very, very easily not kind of notice. But by wearing a solar quartz, then you are able to connect immediately, and you just notice little subtle messages that you would never ever notice normally. So this is something I highly recommend you, my gorgeous Virgolini solar quartz, and the link to buy this is in the description below. And this comes with a gorgeous sterling silver chain, and when you buy from my channel, you also support my channel as well, I have to say that. And also when it comes to the last part of this month, my gorgeous Virgolini, when it comes to the last part of this month, you need to pay attention to the actual, you're going to become aware of this competition, and you must not let this scare you. Okay, you're going to become aware of some kind of competition, and I know for the fact that almost immediately you are going to find this ridiculously challenging, and you must really not kind of allow this to take control over. So you need to, as soon as you become aware of this competition, you're going to find this challenging, you're not going to like it, but you need to take this on, because when you become aware of this, there are going to be maybe some people who are going to be around you that you don't want to be around, but this is just part of the thing. You need to understand, when you become aware of this competition, immediately you're gonna feel like, oh no, I don't want to do this. You're gonna feel something is gonna put you off. No, baby, no. Just remember me. No, baby, no. Do not be off put. Don't let this to put you off, because there is something gonna happen when it comes to that competition. This is exactly what you need. You're gonna do really, really well. You're gonna do really amazingly. You're gonna like get a whole new level of confidence. This is gonna lead towards your own independence. This is gonna lead towards you having more focus. This is gonna lead towards you being courageous. This is gonna lead towards you being determined. This is gonna lead towards you doing the right thing to be happy, and this is going to lead towards you having a zest for life. This is so important. Okay, this is so important because it is going to change your life, literally. So please, 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 when you become aware of the competition, just go for it. Jump in like a big banana, okay? And also, when it comes to the last part of this month, my gorgeous Virgolini, it's like, I like this. I really, really like this. I started this reading with an incredible manifestation. And I'm so happy for you. But the last part of this month, it's going to bring you an information and message which is really going to surprise you. Like your eyes are going to be like, oh my God, an information and message. And this is to do with like a fantastic accomplishment, fantastic victory, fantastic recognition. You are going to feel so proud of yourself, and you're going to realize why you're so special, why you're so different, why you're so unique. But at the same time, you're also going to realize where exactly your power is. I suggest you to take it on the next level. Now it's time, because you are going through your own rebirth. This is going to really highlight an inner calling. Are you listening? This is going to highlight your inner calling, and this means that you are entering into a brand new phase of your spiritual journey. And that means that on one hand, this is a lot to do with your awakening, but then on another hand, I know it's going to sound mental, but when it comes to like someone who is going to come on your mind, like that you're suddenly not going to be able to explain where this is coming from. You're going to feel so angry about someone who's done something to you like a long time ago. You're just going to remember this person who's done something nasty to you. And you're going to be like, where on earth is this coming from? Where on earth is this coming from? It's coming from the fact that you have to forgive to someone. It's not necessarily about forgiveness, but it's more about looking at situation from a different angle. Okay, this is so important. Seeing that situation in a different light, it's in itself going to help you to actually move on. So it's not about forgiveness as such, because I understand this person could have done anything to you, but there is a very specific reason why you're now suddenly reminded of this person who you feel so angry about, because you have to forgive them. When I say forgive them, you have to see that situation in a completely different angle, because if that hasn't happened, you wouldn't be where you are now. I know it sounds really tough, and it could have been anything, but there are terrible things that's happening in this world, in this life. I understand it could be anything, but just be grateful, because at the same time, this is your sign that you need to actually just let something go. You have to do this so you can release this negative energy, and you can just shut up as high as you possibly can after this moment in time. Otherwise, there are still going to be things that are going to be holding you down, difficult to explain, just because you didn't deal with this aspect of your life. So there is a very specific reason why you're suddenly like kind of reminded of someone who has done something bad to you like a long time ago. And also, my gorgeous Virgolini, when it comes to the last part of this month, last part of July, you know, it's like a beautiful discovery. It's going to also lead towards a beautiful discovery when it comes to what is actually restricting you. There is something that you're going to realize that has been restricting you for such a long time, that was shadowing you, some kind of attachment. It could even be an addiction. You know, this is what you're going to realize, and it's going to surprise you. But then again, at the same time, you're going to see it as a discovery. This is important because it's going to help you to learn more about yourself. But then by learning more about yourself, you are really going to become aware of these possibilities, you know, because this is what it's all about learning about yourself. And then as soon as you learn more about yourself, you're going to become aware of more possibilities. And these possibilities that you're going to become aware of through this are going to happen completely spontaneously. But then it's like you just have to follow that optimism and this trust in life you're going to feel at that moment in time, because at the same time, it's going to kind of lead towards certain possibilities. But then again, you're going to need to explore first, and as soon as you start exploring, as soon as you make the first step, you are in for one of the biggest adventures of your lives. It's like, oh my God. So now, my gorgeous Virgolini Now, my gorgeous Virgolini, I'm going to see what is going to happen to those of you who are in relationships. Ooh la la, baby. You know what? For those of you in relationships, there is somebody who is about to return into your both lives. Some kind of a friend that you haven't seen in absolute ages, my gorgeous Virgolini. So for those of you who are in relationships, there is someone who is about to return into your life. When I say this, it's like I mean like a friend. friend, someone who you haven't seen in absolute ages, and it's like to do with like a return of an old friend, or like a maybe return of an old like a family member who you haven't seen in ages. This is so important because on one hand this is going to surprise you, something surprising is going to happen around it, and the way this person is going to kind of return into your life. But at the same time, it's going to happen at a time when you and your partner are kind of finding out about a little unexpected failure, and this little unexpected failure that you're going to find out, it's really going to bother you and your partner, and you're going to be struggling about this. And while you're struggling about this, you're ignoring like so many opportunities. So what is actually gonna this person do? This person is really gonna bring so much light into your life in the best possible way. That person is like a light in a very, very dark tunnel, where you're gonna realize the light at the end of the tunnel. As soon as you realize the light at the end of the tunnel through that person, you know, something is going to change, because through this person you're gonna realize like not to focus on the struggle and negativity, to focus on the opportunities that you are actually ignoring, but they're so important. And this is something that you, as soon as you realize this, you know, oh my God, you're absolutely right. There is going to be a sudden progress that this is going to bring. In exactly 8 days after that moment in time, you're already going to have an important message, you know, which is going to kind of show you the movement of already things that you decided to pay attention to. So important, my God. So this is an amazing role that this wonderful person is actually going to play in your lives, because it's going to help you to point out an aspect of your life that you would normally ignore, you know, unnecessarily. And also, when it comes to those of you who are single and ready to mingle, I'm not being funny, but someone really, really amazing is about to enter your spiritual journey. Like, oh my God, my gorgeous Virgolini, this is someone very special who is about to enter your life. You're going to feel connection towards someone like you've never felt before. And you could be like 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. It doesn't matter. If you're single and you're ready to, hello, my darling, mingle, then at the same time it doesn't really matter how many relationships you had. You know, you could have had 30 relationships, you could have had 50 relationships, but this is going to be somebody who you are never ever going to forget. You're gonna realize like that you've never felt like this before. You're gonna realize that you waited for this person all your life. And also on top of that, it's, gosh, see, something fell again. My little flowers are falling down. I think it's quite hot, you know, or it's like you see, it's just to basically to highlight what an impact this person is going to have on your life. You see, my little plantini just talks to us. My little plantini. So this is like, this person is going to make an absolutely huge impact on your life. As soon as you meet this person, my gorgeous Virgolini, just within the first like about 3 or 4 weeks, you will already know like that you've never felt like this with anybody else before. And you could have loved, you could have been in love, you could have, oh my God, I'm not saying that you didn't, but I'm just saying that once you meet this person, you will just feel a connection like never ever before. And even more so, you're gonna feel like you know this person from before. When you see this person, it's gonna be absolutely gorgeous, very beautiful, both inside and out, very intelligent, very clever, very sharp, slightly different to who you would normally go towards. But then as soon as you start talking, you will see what was connecting you. There is so much that you are gonna realize that you're actually sharing with this person, my gorgeous Virgolini, indeed. And I'm telling you that you're gonna meet this person at around the mid-July, towards the end of July, and that person is also somehow gonna have a number 2 connected to them. So whether this is to do with the day of birth, date of birth, the year of birth, maybe the time when you're gonna meet them, it really depends. But number 2 is gonna be very strongly connected to this person. But even if you don't meet that person in July, August, you can be just a little bit behind. That's fine. that person is going to come in August. So it's July and August. I'm seeing July very strongly, but it can very easily indeed happen in August. I'm telling you, this person is going to make an amazing impact on your lives, and you will see exactly what I mean. You will explore so much that you've never explored in your life, and you're going to find out so much more about yourself through this person that you never knew about yourself. So this is an impact I'm talking about. Okay, my gorgeous Virgolini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.